Are we getting anybody in here? Good morning, McLovin. Chuck Carter says hello, hello, hello. Hello in Florida, Curtis. David Coleman made it. Hey, okay, I'm here. Good morning, brethren. Go who? Maybe Hoosiers? What's happening, Brent? Not much. What's up, Matt? Just chilling, gonna do a live stream here. I was trying to do it on my tablet and it keeps trying to tell me to turn it sideways, so I have to work out them issues another time. I don't know how you're supposed to work out the issues without being live and screwing it up in front of everybody, so we'll have to get to that. Richard Powell says hello from Illinois. Hello, Richard. Glad y'all could stop by. This is actually our second live stream, so bear with us. How's the weather in the United States? Twice in a week, yep. Twice ever. This is the second one ever. I figured I'd give y'all a little bit of warning this time, so I got up, thought, yep. I don't know, how'd y'all find it? Did it pop up on the notification bell, or you just stumble across me? Richard Powell says B. Richard Powell is the #1 top fan. Harrington #3. Richard Powell #3. What's that mean? 1 below 0 this morning. Where you at, Richard? 3 degrees in Chicago. Woo! I don't miss none of that. Instant notification. Okay, thanks. So it is working. Stumbled across it, F-land. How many we got here? We got 15 people in the chat. Woo, super cold in Illinois. Matt, how are the vets in Amarillo, Texas? I'm getting notifications too. Hello from Kansas City. Hello, just ask Mark. Got a VA question, man. Can I go direct to St. Jude, or do I need to check in the VA in Manila first? Are you trying to use your foreign program, your foreign medical program? I've never used it. I went straight to I kind of told them what I was doing in the United States and went to Manila and got all that, got all that squared away to where I can go in Manila. But I've never used the foreign medical program. I need to sign up and because supposedly they'll reimburse you. 29, light snow. Where you at, Chuck? David Coleman, 8 degrees right now. You're getting so fast, I can't hardly. Thank you, Mr. Matt. Numbers mean top chatting on your chat. Sweet, sweet. I'm learning something every day. Good, sir. Thank you, Matt's doing good in Amarillo. Can you put face up higher again so your comments are all over your face? Let's see here. It's getting lower. Let me unplug this so I can go down a little bit. How about that? Is that better? Lakeland, Florida. I heard it was even cool there. Not cold, but cool. McLevin says another month I'll be in Angeles City. Sweet, sweet. Safe travels, bud. Where are you coming from? Yeah, for your service connected. Yeah, I would check with the Manila VA. And if you're still in the United States, well, evidently you're not. Yeah, check with the Manila VA. They can get you squared away on. But when you go, take 3 forms of ID. Well, that was to get in. I was locked out of my Healthy Vet, and they needed 3 forms of ID, and I only had 2, so I had to wait till I went back to the United States and got all that squared away. But I probably already forgot my passwords. I wrote them down, but they're only good for 90 days. So, West Virginia. Chris Green says good. Out here says perfect. Is there any plans for SNR or Landers coming to Dumaguete soon? I haven't heard anything, and there's stuff popping up all over. We was driving by City Mall yesterday. You know, we've got the new Starbucks, McDonald's, and the new Jolly Bee, and they just put up a brand new DIY store. So we got all that in my neighborhood. So everything's coming. It's, you know, you hear me griping all the time about the traffic. But all this stuff is 4-minute drive, so this neighborhood's getting better and better with every day. I didn't even know there was that DIY store. It was kind of hidden. They had, I guess, their construction panels up so much. So I didn't pay them no mind. Next thing I know, they're open for business. So making the big move from Chicago. When you coming? When you headed this way? David, my Canadian, says 6 more days and I fly out. 7 days and I land in Bangkok. That's a hell of a flight, but you'll enjoy it when you're there. Is there Bo's Coffee in Dumaguete? Yeah, it's right on the boulevard too. That's like the hot spot for expats. They go there and do their little coffee drinking and gossip and what retired people do, I guess. Do you keep up with the politics in the Philippines? I was curious of what's going on with Ernie Tevez. No, I try to stay out of that. I really do. Trina, she's following it all the time, and I don't even look at it because, you know, it's not wise for expats to be making any kind of statement when it comes to politics. That'll get you booted out of here quicker than anything is getting involved in politics. I don't care if it's just a mayor race. You know, you're not supposed to have an opinion, so I don't. Did you find a new chicken lady? No, I hadn't found a new chicken lady, but I found a new chicken place. I've been going to, I need to though, I've been getting I don't know, there's like a chicken plate at the Moon Cafe, but it's chicken tenders without the bones. You'd think that you could find chicken strips in Dumaguete, but they're harder to find. I found some at another place I found on Grab here. I just ordered it, but it only come with three little bitty old chicken strips, so I'm gonna have to keep on searching. Best stay out of politics. Absolutely, they don't play that game over here. You know, you can do a lot of things, but don't get into their politics, and I don't. I need to stay out of ours because it's the same old thing all the time. So that's just something to get your blood pressure up. 28 people in the live. Did y'all see that I guess everybody who watches any kind of Philippine YouTube knows that they got rid of Vitali and slid old Sim right in the spot? Do you think you'll build or buy a home one day instead of renting? I wouldn't try to buy here. There's too many. I've heard too many horror stories of foreigners getting, you know, scammed. Trina's thinking about it though. Trina, you know, if she wants to buy or build, I would jump on board with that, but not, you know, I would still pay. Hey, if you want to build a house, I'll pay you a little rent money, but I'm not getting into that. Thought you were going to do your live widescreen format. I tried. I really did. That's why I had this tablet out here and it kept telling me to rotate it. And then it said, I got to screw with it in the settings, and I was working on that, and I got a message from David saying, hey, don't leave us hanging. So I went ahead and started it on my iPhone. How is AA Ron doing? He's doing good. He's up in Darwin. He's even found some AA meetings in Darwin, right there on the beach, he said. Shout out from Terlingua, Texas. Where's Terlingua, Texas? Texas is so big that there's no way you can keep up with every town. Gotta run, Brent. Was just excited to see you going live. Nicely done, sir. Talk to you soon, my friend. Hey, Matt, take care. Tell all the vets I said hey there in Amarillo, and I'll talk to y'all soon. from South Australia, I can fly direct from Adelaide to Singapore. Then it's a direct flight to Davao City. That's pretty sweet. Davao City's on my radar. I've heard lots of good things about Davao City. In April, I'm going to have me a triple. There's my Whataburger man. Hey, I had 2 or 3 of them for you when I was back in the States. The more people you get, it will be harder to keep up with the chat. Yeah, I had like 65 last time. And it just depends on how much they chat, I guess. I was able to keep up, and I can always, if I don't, I can always kind of hold it with my thumb so that they'll quit going up, and I'll get to them eventually. El Paso, no, that's why I hadn't heard of it. That's all the way across the state. And okay, 3 hours south of Midland. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be, but you're as far west as you can get. Is your landlord making right by you on the new unit and any other upgrades you guys do? Not on the. We hadn't even mentioned it to the landlord. You know, we're only paying $200 a month. This place didn't even come with aircon. The one that broke down, Trina paid for. So, you know, to me that's kind of an extra. So, but yeah, when something breaks, we just fix it. And if Trina thinks that it's something that the landlord should fix, then Trina will just say, "Hey, here's your rent money minus this." And like I said last time, the lady said, "Ooh, I was sure was needed this month. Can you break it up and just take it out?" So it's like she's the boss of the rent house. So we'll do, sir. Okay, Matt. Aaron's sniffing out SIM cards, old lady. No, but he probably should. I bet that's a done deal. But I don't think Aaron wants is looking to be a stepdaddy, if you know what I mean. I think he's I don't know if he's interested in a single mom or not. He wakes up in a different mood every day. Good morning, Julie from Oklahoma, or no, Juliola. I found a round trip $550 to Thailand with a stop in Manila. Hey, go for it, Daryl. How long is that going to take? How many hours? That's the main thing. Where are you flying from? Was there any damages from the earthquake? No, I didn't even know there was an earthquake, to tell you the truth. Jake rolled in on his bicycle about 2:30. I said, "What are you doing home so fast?" And he said, "They let us out for the earthquake." I said, "What earthquake in the hell?" I Googled it, and I guess it was 13 kilometers from Dumaguete. Is probably why a lot of people felt it. I didn't feel it. I wonder if anyone will talk to me on Japan or in Japan. I bet not. They're awful quiet in Japan. I kind of like it. It was so peaceful there. You get off, you know, they mind their business and expect you to mind yours. So keep that in mind. They don't like us loud foreigners. So, you know, when you're in the subway or on the train or whatever, just put your headphones in and just enjoy it. World Chili Cook-Off Championship. Okay. Do you enter? We got 37 people in the chat. Getting on up there. There's AA Ron. Ask him. Say, Aaron, they're wondering if you're interested in the pro-life travel. I don't know if you would call that a widow if the guy can't ever come back to the Philippines, but I don't think he'll be back. I think it's game over for the pro-life traveler. They've got him locked up in the immigration jail, and if it's anything like Vitali, he'll probably be there for 9 months to a year. That Vitali they claim had a bunch of money. I think SIM card is new money, so he may, and he's already supposedly, according to Asia Now, has already had to pay off the lady that brought the case against him, and I'm sure they're coming out of the woodwork now because he was filming a bunch of them. I can't come back to the Philippines. My wife is there. I understand. SIM card got his card punched. He sure did. He got punched all the way out. Yeah, there's Sim was sure enough the highlight of the Philippines, or the main headlines. There was a lot of people backing him, but a lot of people was on, YouTubers saying, well, that's all y'all do is try to get views and make money off this and that and blah blah. And it's like, dude, we're in the Philippines. If you was in the United States, it'd be like ESPN not covering the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? We're going to cover what's going on in the Philippines. I swear Filipinos are crazy for sweeping. They never stop. I know, it's nonstop. If it's not the broom, it'll be the mop. But hey, that's a good thing. My feet don't get dirty. They run a tight ship in Japan. They do. And they don't put up them ignorant vloggers either. They'll get rid of them in a heartbeat. Aaron says, I'm picky about my women. Daryl Lynn. Hell no, I won't enter. What's the plan today? Well, I think we're gonna, the Filipina is gonna get some eyelashes put on her face. So she's got me an appointment too. So makes me go to the appointment. So I'll either get a massage or get my feet rubbed on while I'm there. I'm not real sure. Pro-life didn't hurt that thing any. What thing? What thing is that? I don't. LOL, he said. I put my shoes on the bed in Bangkok by mistake, and the girl still goes on about it. Yeah, they don't. Shoes, the feet are the dirtiest thing, according to them. So, Sim, as far as I know, he is. I bet he's there a while. He's supposed to be deported, and I hadn't heard that he is. Of course, I kind of tried to start tuning that out. But as far as I know, and I may be wrong. If I am, somebody tell me in the comments. As far as I know, he's still. I think he took old Vitali's bump. It would be worth visiting a couple of times a week. Hey, Brent. I know you got a new grandbaby. You mentioned going back to Oklahoma. I believe you said March or April. I'd like to hook up with you and have a Whataburger or a steak at Big Texan. Hey, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I plan on going back in May, around the 1st of May. I don't know, the first 2 weeks anyway, the first half of May, depending on what the hay looks like. And so hit me up. Yeah, I would love to. I try to go back to Amarillo if we're not in the hay field or if we're not in the hay patch. I try to go once a week. I go up there and eat with the vets. We take a little day trip on Thursdays, and we'll go eat. And so yeah, I'll be there. I usually go up there a day in advance. So that sounds awesome. I got a YouTube channel down here. I have 300 videos. That's Daryl Lynn 427. Go check him out. Go check him out. Just do a little plugging on Daryl. What's your content about, Daryl? Timmy Nasia. Juliola. You get up to Makati, they have all-you-can-eat Brazilian steakhouse. Hey, that's right up my alley. Every time I go to Cancun, Mexico, there's a place down there called El Campanario in Puerto Morelos. Woo! You talk about some of the best steaks I've ever had, and they're cheap. I mean, not cheap, but cheap for a steakhouse. I'm talking delicious. It's an Argentina steakhouse, but everything they've got is good. David says, if you could plan your move to the Philippines any differently, with the exception of financially, what would you do? Anything differently? Yeah, I think I would. I think before, I landed in Manila and stayed there a few days, and then came to Dumaguete and just kind of stayed put. I think if I had it to do over, I would have just probably made my way down, island hopped all the way down here and seen as much as of the country as I could, because there's lots of nice places. You know, Dumagetti gets a bad name because everybody comes here because that's, you know, it's familiar. Everybody's always talking Dumagetti and showing Dumagetti, so that's where people come. But there's lots of other beautiful places, and with less expats. People gripe about all the expats. I can go weeks without seeing an expat, folks. If you don't go to their little hubs, you don't see them unless you bump into them at a grocery store. It'd be like bumping. It happens about as often as it would be as if you bump into a friend or something that's in Amarillo, Texas. You know, being similar sized. So, you know, they think the expats are just running around everywhere, and they're really not. But yeah, I would just slowly make my way down here and see as much of the country as you could without getting that first permanent residence type deal. I'm sure he did not plan to be behind bars for so long. Cannot get to the funds to pay rent and buy food for his wife and child. No, I know, and I bet he didn't leave her many. I shouldn't say that. That's all just me thinking. But he was probably thinking that he probably needs all the funds he can get for his bribes, payoffs, or lawyers, or whatever. However, but I bet it's still try Hazel's spa in Dowling. I'll do that, and I'll tell Aaron to do it also. Hazel's Spa, huh? Is it a pretty good spot? Brent, maybe next time trip will be to the Philippines. You should come check it out, David. I think you'd like it. The Philippines and Thailand's two totally different vibes. But if you're into more relaxing, slower pace, and I think Philippines is your place. You know, it's the ladies over here expect something more permanent, not just a foreigner that's going to be here for short term. So unless you go to, you know, there's spots you can go if you're looking for the ladies, like Angeles City. I think Manila and Cebu, they've got them kind of places, or depending on what you're looking for, you know what I mean. They're off-grid and sunsets and sunrises. Absolutely. I'm at that age too where that's what I enjoy. I enjoy nice, peaceful, quiet sunrises and sunsets. That's why I really dig it. I'm surprised you and Joe Wonder haven't crossed paths yet. I enjoy you guys' channels more than the others. You guys do it right. Hey, I appreciate it. No, I hadn't. I've been following him too. I like his content. Matter of fact, the other day, he actually got me out of having to go to the Mango Ranch the other day. Trino said, "Hey, let's go to Mango Ranch." I said, "We can't go to Mango Ranch." They was rude to my buddy Joe, and I've never met Joe in my life. She said, "What happened?" So I showed her the video. You know, he went there, and I guess they didn't want him filming, so he left. And I said, "Yep, they don't allow that, so I'm out." Puerto Morelos is a great little town. It is. It's getting. Damn it! All these little gems, you know. People talk about them and they get ruined. And hell, I lived there for a month during COVID. And you talk about awesome. It was me and the locals. That's pretty much it. Nobody was traveling in and out of there. And every time I go back there because I'm good buddies with them people at El Campanario now. That was my go-to spot. And the only thing I regret is it took me so long to order the steak because I thought, hell, this is Mexico. You know, they don't know how to cook a steak. And so I would just order off the menu and get other things. And everything was so good that I wasn't in a rush to do it. And he finally told me, "You ought to try one of them steaks." So I said, "Bring me a ribeye and get out of my." I ain't never ate anything else. But yeah, trying to keep it used to be just a little fishing village. But like I say, last time I was there, which is last summer, or this past time I was home, yeah, it's getting awful touristy. But there's sure enough places that you can go and enjoy. Beats Isla Mujeres or any of those places. We also have the Texas Cannonball Race. Run your car as fast as it'll go on an open road. Sweet, like the Cannonball Run, huh? Smokey and the Bandit type. It's hard to talk to Thai and make friends. It would be way easier in the Philippines. Absolutely. That's the reason a lot of people come to the Philippines. Thailand's awesome, but the language barrier. That's a lot of people. You know, that's why Philippines wins when it comes to us old farts. We don't want to. We don't. Not that we don't want to, but it's just so far over our head learning. And they say Thai is one of the Thai and Mandarin are like the hardest languages you can learn. Mike mentioned seeing you at M&M restaurant. Mike. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I seen him. That's the first time I'd ever talked to him. I'd seen him around before, but we never talked. But yeah, seen him there at me and Aaron and Sharina went and had lunch there. Mike's Philippine retirement you're talking about. I will have to find me a good place to buy snuff around Angeles. I bet you can get it in the mall there. I know there's a place, Lighters Galore. They're all over the Philippines. They may have one in the mall. They've got one in the mall here, and they've got one at the mall in Manila. But the only thing they sell is what is it? Well, I can't even think of the name of it. Not long. I keep wanting to say long. Stokers. You can get natural, straight, or wintergreen. So, Aaron brought me a roll of my snuff from United States, and I got me a dip of it. And hell, I've got so used to this strokers. I call it. Well, I've got the lady on speed dial at the mall, and they still don't have any there. So hopefully I'll have enough from what he brought me to get me by. Did you meet your girl before coming to the Philippines? Yeah, I met her before I came this time, and the last time. But no, I didn't know her before I come the first time. And matter of fact, I didn't meet her till the second time I was here. I found out that the high percentage of expats walk right past in the shops without any acknowledgement. I'm still a bit surprised after 3 trips to the Philippines. Found out the high percentage of expats walk right past in the shops. Right past what? Each other? I like Joe also. Yeah, he keeps it positive. You could tell that they really annoyed the shit out of him at that whatever where he was wanting to ride the go-karts. But he kept us cool, and you can tell that he waited till he tried to calm down before he talked about it, but it got to him, and I don't blame him. He does nothing but push positivity, and they just kind of missed out on a pretty good advertising, I think. I love Bangkok, and I know you're not a city guy. No, I don't mind the city as long as I know I can get out of it pretty quick. Bangkok's one of those special cities that I love it for about 3 to 5 days probably. But there's so much more to Thailand to see. My favorite is probably Chiang Mai on the mainland, and getting over there to Phuket. Because once you get to Phuket, you can go to like Koh Phi Phi and stuff. I really enjoyed Koh Phi Phi. But I think if you stayed there for 5 or 6 days, you'd be ready to get the hell out of there too, because it's so small and it's super touristy and all that. But most places that people go in Thailand are touristy places, so you can't gripe about that when you're a tourist. You know what I mean? Hello, Mr. Ride 2K. Thailand is cleaner than the Philippines. Oh, yeah, definitely. Where you buy meat in Dumaguete? I buy mine at Bellcrest. I bought it at Robinson's grocery store too, and it's super cheap in Robinson's, even the beef. And it was good beef, it really was. I try to get my beef patty, they make patties, and I'd buy the already preformed patties at Bellcrest, and man, delicious. And that was my go-to, and the last time I was there, they didn't even have any. And what I'm worried about is they didn't even have like an empty spot in the freezer to where they just run out. So I'm hoping I can still get them in the future. What's up, national championship on Miami versus Indiana? Who you rooting for? Hoosiers or the Canes? I'd like to see Indiana. I mean, I'm always for the little guy, and I don't remember Indiana ever being good at football. So go Hoosiers. I was lucky I only lost about 12 grand when with my Panay, but I'm still married to a CNT. Yep, you got off easy, buddy. Sounds like. Thailand is a lot cleaner, better food. Yeah, food is delicious. And then long run here in the Philippines. Philippines has some good food, but they've got, well, Thailand does too. Thailand has some stuff that I would never put in my mouth too. But Thailand definitely wins the food battle. What's going on with Mike's Philippine retirement? He seems to run around in circles on his videos. Is he with Janet or not? Is he well or not? Is he moving or not? I have no idea. I like I say, I just bumped into him. I did see a deal that's. I know he's not going anywhere. He told us that because I asked him in the cafe, and he said no. He said I'm staying put. So, but on the other deal, I don't know. Is he with it or not? I wish I could answer you. I just don't know. But I know he's not moving. He told me that himself. Did you take the Filipina to Texas Roadhouse in Cebu? I took my family there, and everyone was so shy to order. I basically ordered for everyone. No, I didn't. I hadn't even ate there. We we walked by there, and I told her, I said, yeah, there's a Texas Roadhouse. I want to go check it out. And we never did eat. She made us eat at some Filipina restaurant that had some god awful food. I don't even remember the name of it, but we was both highly disappointed. Have you ever seen the lady boy that ran into you? No, I never have. And it was pretty close to here, so you'd think I'd seen it or her or whatever they go by. But no, I hadn't run across them. Curious, are you still a Texas Rangers fan? Absolutely. That's been my favorite team. You know, growing up in Texas and Oklahoma, you know, you usually root for the closest team, and that was always the closest team. They sucked all my life, and finally started winning some ball games. So, you know, we've been to 3 World Series, I guess. Is it 3? But we finally won one. Yeah, it was heartbreaking to see them give it away when we lost to, who was it, the Cardinals. But yeah, definitely a Texas. I'm a baseball fan in general. That was always my favorite sport. So love it. No racist. LOL. Is it foggy there? Looks like it behind you. Well, that's a building behind me. I'll spin this around. Y'all can see the. Little, probably smoky, but no, it's not. It's not foggy. Hi, Brent. Hi. Is it Kyle Lee? Staban? Hello. Hi from Calgary, Alberta. Love your content, Brent. You're living the dream, my guy. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, this is, you know, a life I never expected. Have you ever met the Filipina P or the Irish cruise lady? Are they from Dumaguete? I've never met neither one of them. The Filipina P's from Dumaguete. I don't know if she's still here or not. You know, I think all the content she's doing now she got her one of them fancy green screens, so she can be anywhere she wants, I guess. But I haven't run across. And the Irish cruise lady, I don't even know who that is. That tells you how I keep up with stuff. Been a Cowboy fan since '77, so I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Me and you both. what is it? Keldon Brome. Me and you both from since '77. From Tony Dorsett and Danny White. That's when I picked up on them. Heartbreakingest. You know, we went through some hard times. And then we got a little shot of glory in the 90s, and then it's been shit ever since. So I feel your pain, I really do. We need more Canadians on here. Shit, in a few years we will be an American anyway. Yeah, I've seen the people in Alberta are pissed off and wanting to be part of the United States. KB from Alva, Oklahoma, living in Pangasinnan, Luzon. Hello, Mr. Alva, Oklahoma, a fellow Okie. Good to see you on here. When are you coming back to Oklahoma? Around May. It'll be, I don't know, from probably May 1st to May 14th, somewhere in that area, depending on, you know, when I can get the best flight and what the hay patch looks like. So I got there, I think, around May 1st last year, or this past year, and hell, we had to wait 2 weeks to do anything anyway. So, hello from Knoxville, Tennessee. Hope you are well. Doing good, Mr. Austin. Glad you could join us. How's your son doing since working his land? It's been a while since his last video. Yeah, he's been hooked up. He's you know, he does that and works at the fire department, plus having that baby and one on the way. So he's got his hands full. Did you work in the oil fields when you lived in Oklahoma? Never did. I started to. I was offered a job to work there right about the time that I got a different job being a farm supervisor. And the day I went, the guy was showing me around, and they was tripping pipe, and that's all they did. I stayed with him for 8 hours. He was going to make me a motor man. And he said, Brent, I promise it's normally not like this. And I thought, I could either ride around in the air conditioner telling people what to do, or I could be out here. And it was raining. He said, oh, yeah, we don't stop for rain either. I said, I see that. Or I could be the one that they tell to do. And I chose the latter, and it didn't pay near as good, but I didn't have to do near as much. I have a little over 4K in retirement coming in. Would that be enough to travel back and forth to from the Philippines and the U.S.? I want to live about half the year outside of the. Yeah, absolutely. More than enough. You know, if you're only wanting to go back once or twice, it depends on what you want to spend too, I guess. You know, but yeah, that's plenty. That's probably twice enough, or times two. I'm in a mountain city, Tennessee. Oh, that's meant for Mr. Austin. Alberta has a referendum vote in the fall to separate from Canada. I'm sure the U.S. will snatch us up. Crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. And who knows? You know, I try to stay away from politics because I can get so daggum flustered. And there's nothing us little people can do about it. You know, it's like watching pro wrestling. It's like it's already scripted. They're all crooked as hell. So I'm gonna stop there. My flight from Toronto to Bangkok was expensive, and our money is shit. It is in Bangkok, I tell you what. Or the bot is. I don't know. I seen a guy say that if you for every 8,000 baht, he was losing 2,000 or something crazy. Something crazy. I saw you were on the former Mark Thornton Everyman Has a Story channel several years ago. Did he help you start your YouTube channel? No, I went on there. I guess I helped his channel because he interviewed me. I didn't interview him. But I probably got a couple hundred, or not. No, I wouldn't. I didn't get that many. I probably got 100 or something subs from going on his channel. But like I say, hell, I probably didn't have 200 subs back then, so may not have had 150. Any expat with 4K monthly can live here very good. That's a big amount here. Endangered expat. Just save money for emergencies. Yeah, I totally agree. But depending on what kind of lifestyle you want, you know, but that's way on the high end if you ask me. Excuse me, fellas, I needed a little nicotine hit. Y'all don't get on me about vaping. I'm trying to quit them cigarettes. Highly 66. That's meant for Mr. Austin. How long we been on here? We've been on here 40 minutes. That last live stream, hell, when I went to publish it or whatever, I got in there. That's another thing. I was going to ask if y'all know about live streams. If you can monetize these things while you're doing them, or if you got to wait, or how that works. I was going to look at this because that last one I went to put it as a regular video, and I wound up erasing it because it automatically made a short, and so they was stacked. And I thought, hell, it's trying to do it twice, so I erased one, and I wound up erasing the whole video. Let me look on here. Trippin. Well, I'm not smart enough to do it, so I was going to see if you could monetize it while it was going on. But look here. Videos. Yeah, this technology, I'm no good at none of it, folks. So I don't know how that works. But anybody got any questions for me that tell Aaron? Let's see. Tell Aaron howdy. I sure will. That's from Drizzy, if he's not on here already. Hell, last year I came home with money from Thailand. I upped my budget this year, and I bet I blow it all. Hey, if you can't take it with you, you might as well. Can you actually buy a Copenhagen and Skull there? No. What you can buy is Stoker's, and the other brand is Stoker's. And then, of course, the last brand is Stoker's. They got straight, they got wintergreen, and they got natural. That's your three choices. Stoker's, or Stoker's. What software do you use to make your videos and upload them to YouTube? Damn it. What the hell's the name of it? Let me get back to you on that, or let me grab my phone right quick. InShot. InShot is the name of the little deal. That's where I do all my editing. I guess if you don't edit, you probably don't need anything. I downloaded StreamYard the other day because I thought I would need it for the live, and it didn't even ask me none of that. So I don't know. Let's see here. I was there for 6 weeks in Dumaguete last month. Good area for retirement. Back in cold Kansas now. Where about in Kansas you at? And what is the temperature there? 'Cause whatever it is there would be pretty close to my Oklahoma. I'll be there in Dumaguete area March 28th. Looking forward to it. Amigo 2K10. Well, hell, I wish I was going to be around. Are you going to be here for a while? Because that's about the time I'm heading back. No, you said March. I'll be around for a month or so. But yeah, you'll love it, I think. Do you miss the tail on your hair you had last year? You talking about my long hair? I kind of do. I kind of like, especially when I'm out in the sun. I don't like that sun on my neck. In shot, yes sir. When I move to the Philippines permanently, would I be better off selling all my furniture, television, etc., and purchasing there, or shipping what I have now there? Oh yeah, I would sell it. I would sell it. Definitely wouldn't bring it over here. I would sell it, give it away. If not, you're looking at storage. I wouldn't mess with storage. And like you said, you're going to be here permanently. I would sell as much of it as you could, and just buy stuff when you're here. If you're not looking for a furnished apartment, but like I said, most of them come furnished. And if you don't, just buy what you want when you're here, because that'd cost you a fortune moving that stuff over here. I was asking about driving in the Philippines. I think I got kicked off. Uh-oh. What was you asking? I didn't see a question about driving in the Philippines. If you're asking just how is it or whatever, it's a madhouse. I mean, it's you don't have to worry. I mean, it's safe because hell, you don't ever even get up to 30 mile an hour in Dumaguete or in the big cities or whatever. So totally safe. Now, what's not safe is, well, it's kind of a conundrum, because like these buses going up and down these island roads, that can get hairy. But my biggest deal is there'll be like a 4-lane road, and they drive in the left lane, because hell, there's liable to be a car parked or a telephone pole or anything in the right lane. So I never pass. Everybody's always in the left lane, and you think, well, I could probably pass them on the right. I never try that, because hell, you get about halfway around them, and there'll be the lane will just end. There's obstacles. I'm talking no warnings, telephone pole in the road, tricycle parked there. It's crazy. And even on the 4-lane highways, people will just cut a U right in front of you. So you got to be paying attention. Where'd I go? Oops, didn't mean to make you leave. Ends hot. Is that freeware, or do you have to pay a subscription? No, totally free. Totally free. Okay, it's super cold right now, and 20s tonight. I kind of miss a little cold weather, but I sure am glad when I can be able to leave it. Hey, it's pretty nice for a day or two. You're gonna get screwed on import tax shipping items here, yeah. But it's just not worth it, or it wouldn't be worth it to me. Sell that shit, give it away, whatever you can do. All that stuff is just anchors anyway. We spend our whole lives trying to acquire shit, and once you're gone, nobody cares. It just becomes somebody's burden. Nobody wants, our old shit that we're so proud of. Took me a long time to figure that out. Where's the best place to sell all my shit before moving over there? Hell, Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. Just put an ad, do a garage sale. Hell, you can sell all sorts of places. Marketplace, eBay, and whatever's left, just give that shit away. I'm not trying to call your stuff shit. I'm just saying, in general. It's currently 15 degrees Fahrenheit here in Kansas. I prefer the 75 to 95 of December here. Yeah, it's nice, but honestly, I was looking forward to going to North Vietnam to see a little cold weather, to have to wear a coat. I was looking forward to it, but I could never get my damn visa to go through. I don't know what the hell. It kept telling me you can't apply for a visa until you're out of Vietnam. There was nobody I could tell, hey, I am not in Vietnam. So I guess next time I try to go to Vietnam, I'll have to get a travel agent or have them do it. Yeah, I own a truck there and tried driving it in Dumaguete a couple of times and can't get used to that. The traffic people would just stop in front of you and talk to me. Yeah, it's aggravating. It really is. But that's my worst fear. I'm always real careful, because especially when I'm out of Dumageddon and actually getting up to speed, is running into one of these motorcycles and hurting somebody. This is just, I mean, because you see all this. I mean, I can't see worth shit after dark anyway. And these people driving these motorbikes without headlights and stuff, it just scares me to death that I'm gonna hurt somebody. Damn Canadian government will only allow us to stay outside of country for 6 months. If I did not return, I lose part of my pension. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah, hell, I guess we didn't know we had it so good. Did Aaron decide what he was going to drive? Yeah, Aaron changes his mind every day. He messaged me and said he made up his mind, I think, on a 3-wheeler or one of those chariots. He's been, that was the initial plan when he came over here. I want a chariot. Then he sent me a deal saying, hey, they say that the chariots ain't good for taking ball. Then he sent me one saying, yeah, I think I'll be all right because I'm never going to go that far anyway. So who knows? Hell, there's no telling. Until he buys something, I'm not going to say one way or the other. You going to fly business class on the way back? I'm definitely going to try. I'm going to put a bid for something, but and that's the bad part about that business class is it's a bid, so you can get outbid, it's an auction. So, but I'm not paying $3,000 for a damn flight that I can get for $600. It really hurt me to, turn loose of an extra $1,000 to try the business class the first time. But it hurts even more that I enjoyed it so much that I'm going to have to try it again because I can't do that 12 hours in an airplane, I can't sleep 12 hours in an airplane. And I don't know, for some reason, I've been thinking about this too, flying back. Every time I fly back to the United States, it's like the flight's not so bad, but flying here, it's like, gosh, I don't know if you're just excited about coming and you're thinking, man, I'm never going to get there. But it's sure enough, going, it seems like an easier flight. It's the same distance, so I don't know. 2 degrees Fahrenheit in Bloomington, Minnesota. -2 degrees, I'm sorry. Wow. Are you still going in and out of Thailand of the fields? Oh, are you still going in and out of the fields? Yeah, I just got here. Me and Sharina went to Bali. We was there for a couple of weeks. So I just got back. I got a brand new visa. And you're good. You can stay here 3 years without leaving. I've never made it 6 months. Like I say, I've never made it, made it nearly 6 months and then went to Thailand. Come back for a few months, go here or there. You know what I mean? Philippines on a tourist visa. Yeah, tourist visa is all I've ever had. Give it to Goodwill. It is not worth nothing. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about, walk away. Don't let that stuff. In a year, you'll be like, didn't I have this? So you're already over it. You already forgot about it. I mean, if it's something important to you, I can see, leaving it with a kiddo or a parent or, a friend. But if you don't have to have it, get rid of it. Good advice. I forgot about the mullet business in the front, party in the back. That's absolutely right. Y'all like that Joe Dirt, or you like me without no hair? That's the deal, folks. I went to getting thin up here, so I was trying to keep it as much as I could where it would grow. The mullets, they used to be about half in style. Hadn't been in a long time. My kids told me every time they see me, Dad, you got to cut that. If it's only part of the pension you will lose, it might still be worth it due to the cost of living in the Philippines. That's absolutely right. Y'all pay some crazy, crazy money up in Canada. Up in the mountains there but at the same time, hang on before I get to that, but at the same time, if you only want to be gone 6 months out of the year, be a snowbird or whatever, it'd be perfect. Go to, where was it? Up in the mountains there in the Philippines is always cooler. Yeah, I've never been to, what is it, Baguio? They claim it's cooler there. They claim it's cooler in Valencia, but when it's hot outside, it's hot in Valencia too. It may be a little cooler, and on certain days, I will give it to them. You can, when you're driving your motorbike up the mountain, you can actually feel the cool once you hit it. Or I've felt it a time or two. Other than that, I'm just going uphill and it's still hot. You know what I mean? But they claim Baguio is different. Go to Vietnam and get a full body MRI to make sure your intestines have not moved. If they'd let me in, hell, I couldn't get in. I couldn't get them to, I paid for it. And they kept sending me deals, and it's just where and I said the same thing over and over. There's not a box you can check to explain you can email them. I even emailed it, but I didn't get no response. Girl on a dating or meeting person in the Philippines. Yeah, I met her on a dating app and met her at the city mall here in the Philippines. What's over in North Fork? Hey, they got all kinds of stuff. They've got and that's like the north side of the boulevard. I call the whole section North Point. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean, North Point or North Fork? Because if it's North Fork, I don't know. But North Point, they've got a mall. They've got all kinds of eating places and that kind of stuff. Amigo 2K. Did I answer that right? If you go from the Philippine peso to the Thai baht, that's where you take it in the shorts, convert from USD to Thai baht instead. Yeah, but when you do that, if you're over here in the Philippines, you'll get screwed going from pesos to USD, and then get screwed going to that gets you. They're going to get you. But yeah, if you're coming from from the US, definitely. Or when you're taking your money out of the ATM, I always put do not convert, because that's just allowing them to screw you even deeper. Do you think I should rent a scooter in Phuket? I can ride, but people get killed there all the time. I wouldn't worry about getting killed. I'd be worried about paying that skin tax, because they've got roadblocks all over the place. Unless you've got an international driver's license with a motorcycle endorsement, they're going to stop you, take your bike, keep your bike until you walk your happy butt to the police station, pay the fine, go back, show them the paperwork, and then they'll let you leave. So you're going to pay. It's getting that way up in Vietnam, up north where you do the Haijian loop. They're going to get you somewhere on that loop. I was lucky. I made it the whole way without getting caught. But everybody else, they get a ticket and then let them ride. So it's a money grab. What is a good bid to put in? Depends on how much tickets are at the time. I think I bid around 1,000. I think I bid around 1,000, and I bid on all the seats too. And I got to thinking, well, hell, if I win them both, not knowing that I would probably have to pay for them both. So I went back in there. You can change your bid up until so many hours before the deal. So I think I wound up bidding around $900, and I won. I got it. But I've heard of people, and there was probably 5 or 6 empty business class seats that people didn't bid on. But as soon as I tell you that, everybody might bid. That's what pisses you off, is I know now that I could have bid the minimum and still got it. That sick grandpa guy mentioned you again in his last live stream. What are you going to do if he tracks you down? I'm not worried about sick grandpa at all. Let me get that straight. And he ain't going to do nothing but, talk. I don't want to make him mad because he's my #1 fanboy and I want him watching all my videos. Sick grandpa don't do nothing but watch everybody's videos, so he ain't got time to do much. It must be bad wherever he's at, because I seen one the other day where he was talking about it, some YouTuber I'd never even heard of. So yeah, sick grandpa don't scare me at all. So. Sick grandpa, what are you going to do if he tracks you? Track me down to do what? Like fight me? Tell you, I'm not worried about that one bit. But at the same time, I watch, people say, hey, he said something. Some of the stuff he says is just absolutely comical, but he's said it 100 times. I do it for, it's entertainment. And he is entertaining sometimes. Brother, I fly from New York to the Philippines straight, 17 hours. What's that say? I got something on my phone. Trust me, I feel you. Okay, it said trop me. I was like, what's trop? Yeah, that's a long flight. Aaron just got through doing a 15-hour flight because they flew him to Bangkok. And man, I don't know. But to be honest with you, when I was in business class, I was like, damn, we're there already? I watched the little tracker all the way there. But when we got there, I was like, damn, we're here already? Because they probably just brought breakfast or a snack or something. Do you have a regular price, then bid the price? Yeah. You'll just go ahead and buy your ticket normal. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about doing the business deal. You don't want to pay a lot for your ticket, so I wouldn't, I would buy the one of the cheapest tickets you can. Depending on this was Filipino Airlines I'm talking about, and then do the bid. So I wouldn't pay for what I'm trying to say. If you're going to bid, I wouldn't pay extra for an aisle seat because you're not going to get that money back. But if you bid for extra seats and win that, they just tack it on. So I screwed up and bid on an aisle seat because I'm too long to be, with my knees. They want to put me in the middle, so I bid on the aisle seat, which cost me an extra, I don't know however much. I'm sure it wasn't cheap because, as long as the flight as it is. But then I got the upgrade, so what I'm trying to say is get the cheapest ticket you can and then bid on it. Damn, 600, I'd be kissing ass for that price. I cannot ever get a good deal on a flight over there. Most of it costs $2,600 to $3,000. Wow, where are you getting your tickets? I can show you right now. I can show you right now a flight from damn near anywhere to here. Use Skyscanner. Try Skyscanner. An economy seat usually goes around $600. There's some for $350, but they're airlines that China East or some crap that but I'm talking about good airlines. I know the last time I looked up my trip home, and I'm saying $600 right now I can find, but about you adding an aisle seat or a better seat or whatever, it can get up to $800 or something like that. Yeah, use Skyscanner. And I'm talking about $600 for economy. I'm not talking about business class. That would cost me an extra $1,000. Fuck sick grandpa. He gonna find himself on a plane out of the Philippines if he don't change his ways. Nobody takes that dude serious. Nobody. He's winning. Him and what's that dude? He's winning about like that. Jasper Benz. Both of them just talk out their ass. So, some advice for Thailand. I met all my girls on Thai Friendly. It's the best for me. All were nice. I'm going back to a few of them on this trip. Hell yeah, good luck with you. Hey, somebody hit me with $5. Let me scroll. I figured out I can scroll. Andrew, hey, I appreciate it. $5 from Andrew. I shout out to you. Now I just got to go find my place. Okay, I've answered that and I've answered that. Put all your documents and pics on a hard drive. Get rid of photo albums. What are you trying to clear up space on your phone? Did I miss something? I do whatever. Simply Social. I bought me one of them little USB ports. It's got the lightning deal. You can plug into your phone and transfer all your photos on it. It's like a little, what do you call them, USB Get you approved bronzer. Get you approved bronzer. I don't know what you're talking about. Brent, if you can hang out for 4 months after your next trip and head to the LTO and get your driver's license. Yeah, I need to do that because right now I'm only good for 3 months. I could go down there now, I think, or you may be right. After you re-up your second time, I think you can put in for your. I think you got to be here at least 4 months. Sick Grandpa says he is looking for you, and that your channel is a joke. Don't listen to him. I promise you, I'm not listening to him, and he must like it. He watches every video I have. Like I say, he's my #1 fanboy. He's a like I say, he's winning. Says he's looking for me. I tell you what, I'm not hard to find. Anytime he wants to come see me, look me up. I'm here. Sick Grandpa, what a chump. Have you ever tried to use the FinTech app Wise to transfer? No. Well, I tried to use Wise after I got over here, but I run into some kind of difficulty because they kept trying to get me to use my old address, which is hooked or something to do with my old phone. I say old, it's my current phone, but I'm not using it because they charge me $10 a day, and I didn't want to plug it in to get charged $10 a day to get them to send me a code or whatever. And it seemed like they wanted to verify my address by mail or something. I can't remember. It was some little glitch that I didn't do. So when I get back, I may do that. I don't know. I've heard Wise is awesome. What state did you live in? I lived in Oklahoma. Born in Texas, born in Wichita Falls, Texas, and then moved to Oklahoma when I was a kid and been there ever since. Howdy, Oliver. Do you Philippine Airlines over American Airlines? Yeah, I do. And they're hooked together, so sometimes when you book with one, they put you on the other. Like when I booked my ticket here, I flew American, and then Philippines, or American, Philippines, because I was supposed to fly American from Dallas to Vancouver. That flight got delayed, so I had to fly American to LAX, and then over here. But it was all supposed to be through Philippine Airlines, but they kind of partner up. But I flew American Airlines over here, I think the third time I came, and no, I thought that would be probably a little better than, because the first 2 times I come over here, I used 2 cheap airlines that I never even heard of, Zip Air and Starlux, and they're budget airlines, but they was better than American Airlines. So I thought this is stupid. Sorry, that website do you use to bid? That is Skyscanner. And it's pretty awesome because you can do one way, you can do round trip, you can do multiple cities. So if you want to stop at this city for a couple of days and then you just jump on over here. That's what I did the first time. I stopped in Japan for like 3 days or 3 nights. And that flight was only 9 or 10 hours from LA to Japan. So that was my main goal, was not being in an airplane for 15 hours. Skyscanner is the name of it. There's a nice elevator too, so you don't have to walk up and down the stairs. Yeah, in the parking garage, absolutely. I do Skyscam, just fly ASP. I'm really uneducated how to do it. ASP, I hope you don't mean ASAP. The first time I come over here, the first time I tried to fly to Cancun, Mexico, I flew through ASAP. I'll never use them again. But it'll give you an option to use pretty much anyone. You can use the airline itself. You can use Trip. You can use what's that other one I use? not e-travel. Let me look at my apps here. eDreams. I've used eDreams, Trip.com. They'll give you like 5 or 6 of them. And every one of them's got a different price. But try to use, if it's anywhere close, try to use the airline itself. It may not give a price. It may say go to airlines to check price, but it'll usually get you pretty close. Unless there's a lot of difference, go with the airline. But if not, because what you're doing is you sometimes, like if you pick eDreams or Trip to book, well, that you just entered a third party, so you'll have more trouble trying to get you. You know, if you just deal with airlines, you know, that's one less person you got to deal with. I fly from Jacksonville, Florida, Delta to Atlanta, from Atlanta to South Korea, South Korea to Cebu. Usually my flight is 24 to 20. That's about normal. That's pretty good time. I've never used going through Korea. I've a lot of it tries to send me that way a lot of times, so that's an option. And I've heard good things about Korean Air and that other one from Korea. What's that other one? Eva or something like that. I've heard good things about both of them. So. Once again, thank you, Andrew G, for the $5. I'd love to see you do a video of walking us all the way through the process of purchasing your return ticket. I may do that, or I may try to do that. A lot of times I look at them so many different times, it'll just be one of them spur of the moment deals when I actually go all the way through with it. So I'll try to do that. And I'm not very tech savvy, but I could nearly do it with you. Are you talking about all the way through, like the bidding on the business class, or just buying a ticket? Because the business class is pretty much, they send you an email after you buy your ticket, and they're wanting you to bid, you know, because they're wanting to make as much money as they can, of course. And so they're like, and they'll even a few days before the flight say, hey, would you like to upgrade? Check out, you know. And you just kind of, it'll give you the lowest bid possible up to, you know, as high as you want to go, I guess. But look at it, look at what the business class ticket costs before you even start bidding, because you don't want to bid what you could have just bought it for to start with. What you use for TV there? I have an app here where I get all NASCAR and Major League Baseball 20K movies and 20K TV shows cheap every month. The only thing I got over here is Netflix. It's super cheap. I had 2 or 3 other ones when I got over here, but they didn't work. So I can't remember, and I don't want to tell you the wrong ones. It was probably either Hulu or Amazon. It was probably Hulu. I wanted to watch something, or it might have even been Paramount. And went to watch it, and it said it wasn't available here. So I thought, well, why in the hell am I paying for it? Just to weigh the downside. Just to weigh the downside. Yes, that is. Yeah. Clear up some space on your, make them faster, and yeah, absolutely. Speed up your phone. Is it a hassle to register a YouTube channel in the Philippines? I've never tried it. Seems scary to even vlog there. I've never tried it, and I'm just now learning that if you're here long term or whatever, you're supposed to register with somebody. And yeah, I just now learned that listening. I'm not even going to talk about the lady that was blabbing all that crap, because I watched another channel said it's not necessary to register as long as you don't stay here over 183 days and don't make over so much. So, oh, you're saying I I try to screenshot everything I do. That way, if you don't have no service, or if you get to your new, what do you need?
Excuse me, about the children in the bus station.
Alright.
And then you have appointment.
2 o'clock? Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Bye-bye. I forget what was I saying? Oh, screenshot. I always screenshot all that stuff. Some people even take paper documents. You know, I've never. I think I did that when I went to Japan the first time. After that, I just started screenshotting everything. That way, I could just pull it up my photos if I didn't have. You know, when you get to a new country, you don't have cell service. Just yeah. Usually, every airport's got Wi-Fi. But you know, I always just screenshotted mine, and that way I knew exactly where that was at. Didn't have to open any emails. Didn't have to do that. Google this term. Can you monetize on YouTube? It says yes and gives you. Hey, I appreciate that. Who is that? RLT9410. I'll look into that next time. Listen to sick grandpa is not a threat. He's pretty funny. You can't take what he. I know, yeah. I don't. And like I said, I enjoyed a lot of his stuff, except when he goes to picking on me. He's a professional troll. Now, are there things he says that can be true, but don't take? Yeah, I 100% agree with him. I enjoy it. I really do. Like I said, but I like him getting on everybody else, not me. You know what I'm saying? I don't take him serious. I try. As a matter of fact, I tried to send him a super chat because he's always going on about these e-beggars. You know, they're begging, blah blah blah. And then he turns around, somebody buy me a coffee. Somebody send me a. So I tried sending him $20, but it won't let me because it says, and I need to go to my settings, and mine's set up for USD. And I'm thinking, well, hell, his ought to be set up for USD too. He's American, but I'm not smart enough to turn it into pesos, so it wouldn't let me send it. So I figured he'd get a kick out of that. But no, I'm not worried about sick grandpa at all. I know he's in the same deal, you know. He the more support he gets, the more he goes hard. So yes, re-up immigration the second time, and your ACR card, and approximately 3 hours later you'll have paper driver's license, and then give them 90 days to mail drives. Yeah, I've got an ACR card already, but I hear what you're saying. I got my ACR card right before we went to Bali, because you know I'd been here prior to that. I use is Skyscanner better than Expedia? I've never used Expedia, but Expedia may be, you know, I've heard the best two are Skyscanner and Google Flights, and I'm hearing things about Rate Pump. Brenda in Mexico was showing me some awesome things about awesome flights on Rate Pump, but I couldn't get it because I wasn't a Mexican citizen. But I see their commercials all the time. I could get it, but I had to pay for it, type of deal. I use a travel agent. It will be the last time. I got to start doing this. Yeah, travel agents just making money for themselves too. I sent Sharina down to her friend's a travel agent. Thought was her friend. She said was her friend. She told me, yeah, I can probably get them cheaper. And she called me from the travel agent and said, hey, it's going to be this much. I said, hell no. I said, I can show you the same deal right now for a third of that. That is crazy. Hello, OKC. How's the weather? How's the weather in Oklahoma City? Trump King. Now, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I can make a lot of people mad and hurt a lot of feelings when I go talking. I'm flying some Japanese airline from Tokyo to Hong Kong. 3-hour stop, then on to Bangkok. I've heard a good thing about Japanese airlines. I mean, Japanese Airlines is the name of the airline. And the airline that I took was a Japanese airline called, what did I say? I just said it a while ago. Damn it. Boy, I can't remember shit. I thought I had their app here. I can't remember. I can't remember neither one of them. Starlux, and the other one was Zip Air. The only thing I don't like about neither one of them is they try to get you on the baggage. They are strict. They'll only let you carry like 7 kilograms unless you buy extra baggage. That's the only the only downfall is that, and you can't check in online. I hate having to go to the airport, fixing to get on that long flight, and have to stand in line for 3 hours because either one, the gate's not even the deal's not even open to where you can check in, and you run into that bad. Zip Air wants to open they want you there 3 hours before on an international flight, but they won't even open to accept you till like an hour and a half before. So everybody's usually just standing in a queue waiting on them to get there to start letting people in. And they look at all your bags, and if they think it might be over 7 kilograms, they'll make you weigh it right there. And if it's too much, they try to make you pay for it. I say, hell no, I'll put some more of them clothes on and go stuffing stuff in my pockets. I'll get under that weight. Cold here this week. I kind of miss the cold. I really do. Trump dump, says Fred. We're not going to get on here and do no politics because that's politics, religion, and her. You ever heard that song? Grit's so boring in U.S. after you retire to drive everywhere, so it is really hard to meet people. I can imagine. Yeah, it's hard anytime. Everybody, and they talk about Japanese, being so lonely and all that stuff that they actually go to bars, or not even bars, just places to interact with a woman by the hour. I thought it was awful weird over there, but America's going to be in the same boat. I mean, this is all them kids do anymore. I mean, hell, they don't go drink beer and cruise the drag and do none of that stuff. I don't even know how you'd meet a woman in the United States if you wasn't on a dating site or just. Where is this, Sir Leatherface? Where is this? I'm in Dumaguete. I don't know. I'm in the Philippines, but I don't know if you're talking to me or somebody else. Tell your honey I like her dress. Honey, he likes your dress. I'll have to catch her when she's going out. She'll be, and that's from Simply Social. I'll tell her. Remind me when she walks by. She's fixing to take her sister to the bus stop. A American wife don't you date you like that, and they certainly don't give you a kiss on the way out. LOL. Yep, it's a whole lot different over here, folks. It really is. Sick grandpa is not well. No, he's not well. I kind of feel bad for the old guy. I seen one of his lives. He threw up so much medication on it. He was saying, I'm winning, and he had a pile of Viagra, a pile of 4 different stiff Peter deals, and he talks about how much he's winning. I thought, well, hell, I can see needing one of those. But if you've got 4 different medications trying to get that to work, evidently something's wrong. So I don't think he's winning much. And that has to be torture, being a place like the Philippines and can't. Yeah, that'd be hell. Nice to see you doing a live. Last time I seen you was in the supermarket. Hello, Mike. Yep. Robinson's, wasn't it? Am I talking about the right Mike? English, Indiana. The only place I've been to Indianapolis. The only time I was in Indiana. Big Hoosiers. I'm rooting for your Hoosiers, though. I want them to beat the Hurricanes. My brother-in-law's a big Hurricanes fan. So we're taking Starlux this time. I have not used them for our trip there. Yeah, they wasn't bad. They really wasn't. It's just one of those very simple. Watch your baggage. They definitely try to get you on your baggage. My wife is a Philippines. Your wife is a Filipina? Or in the Philippines? Gas is $2.46 a gallon. Thank you, President Trump. Hey, it was $1. yeah, $1.89 in Oklahoma. I believe it was. I think that's what it said. Under $2. Howdy, Brent. Howdy, Brian. Where is Sim? I think he's in the immigration prisons or jail or holding facility or whatever. Have you ever paid and used Fast Track for $25? No, I never have. I nearly did. We was in Bali, and we should have. I probably would have if I knew how long I was going to stand in line. We was walking through there. Matter of fact, I nearly did 2 times. I was going through Houston, I think, and the guy said, "Come on through fast." I said, "Is it free?" And he told me that they had something going on. He said, "It's free for the first time." I said, "Well, then I'll do it next time. I want to save my free one." And he just laughed, and I went on, stood in line like a dummy. But they was getting them through pretty quick, so I didn't mess with it. And this last time we went to Bali, they tried to get us to do it, and they said it's $25. And they had all them gates that you just scan your passport and go through. And I thought, hell, they was all empty. I'll just go to that. So me and Sharina both went and put our passport, and the damn light turned red and wouldn't turn green. So then we had to go stand in line. And if I knew how long we was going to stand in line, I would have went ahead and paid the $25 each, because we stood in line for an hour before they got us through there. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. See some stuff floating. I tell people coming, unless you're going to Manila, fly into Mactan, so much faster and less headache. That airport is ran correct. You through immigration much faster, much easier. Yeah, and nice clean airport. But don't give away all the secrets. You know, we won't save that for me and you. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. If you're, but the problem is a lot of people don't come this far south. A lot of people, you know, get off at Manila and go to Tagaytay, they go to Angeles, they go to Baguio, they go to Subic, they go to, it just depends where you're going. But and check, if you're not worried about that, like he's saying, always check Subic and Manila. Like if you're flying from Dallas to the Philippines, put them both in there, see what the difference is. Because like even if you have to switch flights and go somewhere else, say whatever, Mactan's usually got a flight there too. It's pretty common. They've got most of it covered too, and it's a hell of a lot easier going from, if you're going from an international flight to a domestic flight at Mactan. I mean, you can walk. And Manila, you got to go to a different terminal, which is in a totally different part. So you got to take a bus. It's just a pain in the butt. So I always definitely try. I try Mactan. I'm like him. It's definitely my preference. Brent Tim here from Georgia, USA. Hello, Tim Williamson. I'm not a Trump fan, but he is turning shit around. That is my 2 cents. Yeah, he's definitely getting her done on the international, especially on the international side. Stay away from the Manila airport. It is freaking out there. Absolutely, absolutely. All the way. Curtis Green, he's got the crown number 2. Yep, same Mike and Glad. Yeah, appreciate you, Mike. Yeah, I enjoy running into you fine people. If you don't want to drive a scooter, is that town walkable to everything? Also, how far is Valencia? Depends where you want to go. Yeah, depends where you want to go. You could get by. If you're talking about hotels, you could probably get a hotel close to the boulevard and be good from there. But no, if you're not, you definitely need a scooter. But you can get a 20 peso tricycle nearly anywhere you want to go. But Valencia, no, Valencia is probably 6 miles, but that 6 miles is at least 15. Hey, Simply Social said, tell Charina he likes your dress.
What?
Simply Social says, tell Charina I like your dress.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, he said. So now, and if you're going to go to Valencia, like I said, it's you definitely need a scooter. But driving to Valencia from Dumaguete is no big deal if you ever get out of Dumaguete. That's the hard part. This is my process on flying to the Philippines. I'm not a drinker of alcohol, but I will become a drunk. I have 2 nervous breakdowns, a heart attack, and arrive there a real Looney Tune. I used to be a drunk, and hell, I get by. I don't drink anymore. I hadn't drank since June of 2018. It's good that you started streaming. Hey, I started to wait till I got a hold of you so you could tell me how to do it. Speaking of Asia, that's Simon. That's my buddy Simon. Yeah, I was going to hit you up and ask you how you do it and go about that. I still got some questions for you next time I see you. You're in the good weather. Cold here in Georgia, going to 27 degrees tonight. Hate cold weather, Tim. I miss cold weather, but I would only miss it for about 3 days. I would like to go through it and then turn it off like a switch. But I know you can't have them both, so I would rather be where I'm at. I think we live right up the road from you in California Palms. Really, I'm here in Pulentubig, did I say that right? I don't know where California Palms is. I'm right here by the Alameda. I forget the name of the school, but you're probably right because you see me walking and stuff. Or I've shared that. Houston Airport is a little dirty. Man, they took me through Houston last time. That was a total miserable experience. One, they canceled my damn flight, so I had to stay the night in Houston. Had a horrible experience at my hotel, and a horrible experience catching a ride. Charged me $70 for a 3-mile trip. Oh, I was so damn mad. And yeah, dirty airport. Yeah, I'm avoiding that at all costs. And there is a direct flight from Houston to Manila, I believe, but I'm never again. I'm not going that route. My plan is to stay in Philippines for 6 months, Thailand for 3 months, and Vietnam for 3 months. I'm going to look for good deals in hotels where everything is included. I don't think you had no problem with it. That's I've heard a lot of people say that. Vietnam, you can get some damn good hotels for shit. When I was there, $18 a night, $15 a night. I'm talking about good hotels with everything, Wi-Fi, nice. I lived in one of them for, I think, 10 days. I was about 2 blocks from the water. It was nice in Vietnam. Now in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, you're gonna pay more, but it's cool to see the different places. I did it wrong though. When I did it, I flew into Da Nang, and I wanted to go to Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, so it cost me an extra flight because I had to fly to Hanoi, then I flew to Ho Chi Minh City, then back to Da Nang. When if I would have just started in Hanoi, I could have knocked off a flight. You know, if I start in Hanoi, fly to Da Nang, then fly to, I don't know. However I done it, it cost me an extra flight, I thought. Because I was riding a motorbike too through that. But yeah, that sounds like a awesome plan, Simply Social. Hey Brent, regards Simon. Hello Simon. That's CEO to Farmer. CEO to Farmer. Flights to Manila are cheaper. Sometimes, and like I say, the only reason I flew into Mactan that time when they had, what in the hell? Somebody just sent me $100. Curtis Green, you are the man. I appreciate you so much. $100. Wow. Thank you so much, Curtis. Unbelievable. I appreciate all y'all. Y'all rock. $100. Wow. flights to like I said. My flight to Cebu, I just plugged them both in, and it was cheaper to go to Cebu for some reason. No, I'm lying to you. You're probably right. You may be right all the time. I flew into Cebu because that's where I was going to live that time I came to the Philippines. So I was fixing to say, well, that's probably the only reason. But I do. I try to. If they're close, I'm definitely going to Cebu every time. And then you get on Cebu and it's a 25-minute flight to Dumaguete. So you spend more time waiting on your flight. Clap, clap. Yeah, yeah. Daryl sent a clap, clap gift. Appreciate you, Daryl. And more options. Definitely more options. Manila goes everywhere. If you can't get there, I mean, if you can get there at all, it's going to be through Manila. Except maybe I don't know. Does Manila fly to Angelo City? It's just way easier and cheaper to get a bus. Curtis Green, you are the man. I have free alcohol on all my flights to Thailand, LOL. Yeah, I had free alcohol too. I don't know what it tastes like because I didn't get it on that last trip. Everybody else was drinking wine. I was like, bring me a Coke Zero. Is it legal to drive an ATV there? And does the Honda store sell them? No, the Honda stores don't sell them. And it's not legal. But it's one of them deals that you could probably drive anywhere on the Philippines on anything you could ride and be all right, to be honest with you. But no, it's not legal. My buddy in San Carlos City, he bought one. I've told this before because he asked a cop and I said, yeah, it's fine. Then he bought one and went down to the wherever you register stuff to drive on the road, or the ATO or LTO or whatever. And they said, no, it's not legal. But again, the cop said, yeah. So I'm sure it depends on who the cop is and if they want to be an ass or not, or strict about it, or whatever. But I figured you'd see four-wheelers in the ATVs that you get over here. They're not Hondas or none of that. They're like ATM or ATF or CTF or something. Probably a Japanese rig or something. Maybe I got lucky, but I never had any problems with Manila Airport. I think the criticism is overblown. I don't know, because that's a worldwide deal. Everybody says Manila's the worst, maybe the worst airport in the world, just because it's so overused. It's not near as big as what it was built for. And right now they're building a new one. So, but I've been there. I've had my flight delayed there more times than I've not. So it's actual problem. But I mean, they're doing their best. They're doing all they can do. And I've went through there and everything worked out fine. And I don't know if it's so much the airport or the airlines themselves, because I don't know if the airport's saying, yeah, we ain't got room for you yet, you can't get here yet. But I've run into a lot of cancels and delays. English, Indiana temp is going on 23 tonight. Ooh-wee. Tonight. Yeah, that's cold. That's cold as I'm used to. I'd love to go to Hanoi. No women. There's women in Hanoi too, I promise you. Getting on Curtis Green, that $100 again. Man, I appreciate that. Score, absolutely. Dang, you still on $100? Yes. Thanks for the info, Brent. No, thank you. Thank you for joining me. $100? Wow, cool, good one. Absolutely, that's amazing. Way to go, Curtis. Absolutely. And you're never going to see me on here asking for money, or I'm not even. Somebody said, "Why don't you do memberships?" I said, "I'm not charging my people to watch me. I don't give a damn. You'll never see me with a, hey, join my members and I'll send you the good stuff." No, I'm not screwing my people like that. So, like I say, Curtis, I appreciate it, and everything I do will always be free. But I sure appreciate that cat eye. I got a spot for it. Got that baby due. grandbaby do? And I got to pay for a damn wedding. My daughter got on here on my last one and said, yep. I think she waited to a video too later. She seen that. She must have seen that I said that because she's like, yep, got a wedding to pay for, huh? Love her to death. So got to make that wedding money somehow. High five sent Daryl. Hell yeah, that's what that was. I thought that was clapping hands. My bad. So I said, yeah, Daryl sent a clapping hands. Same thing. But yeah, I see all these channels with these memberships. I don't understand that. And I seen a live the other day with a guy griping about another guy that's doing what Pro-Life Traveler was up to. And evidently this old boy had a pretty raunchy video doing some of the same things, if not worse, than what Pro-Life was doing. And it was on one of the members only deals. So I wonder if that ain't where they put some of their, I don't know. I don't want to gossip, so. But yeah. I've been subscribed since you were living in Cebu, watching from Dothan, Alabama. Hey, I appreciate you, Jeffrey, or Jeff Lay. Yeah, I flew it. That's what happened. I flew into Cebu City and lived in Cebu for. That's the first time. That's the first place I lived when I decided to come here full time. Everybody talked Cebu City up, so I was like, hell, I gotta try it, and I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there though. Hey Brent, we subscribe to your channel. Thanks for the tip for the parking situation at City Mall. Yeah, that's a game changer, right? And a lot of times they got an elevator where you don't even have to take the stairs. And another little hack is if you just need to jump in and out of there, if you've got your Filipina with you, you can drive like you're going to the parking garage, drop her off at the little side door there. She can run, go in, get whatever. You just drive up to the parking lot, turn around, go back, and usually by the time you get back down there, she'll be ready to meet you at the door. It's just like a drive-through if you can send in a Filipino. But yeah, I'm glad I could help on that. No conveyors. I don't know what that means. No conveyors. Brenda's getting to the VA a hassle there, and can you do your yearly checkup on a video? Yeah, I don't know about your yearly checkup. You can definitely do your medical deals on through the online with Zoom or whatever they use. But yeah, getting to the VA's no more hassle than getting to Manila. Once the VA appointment that I had there was actually as smooth, way smoother than I ever expected. But doing anything's a hassle in Manila, you know what I mean? My idea is that it costs, I can get the same crap here in Dumaguete just paying for it out of my pocket. And if I was smart, I would do the foreign medical program where they would reimburse me. But I'm one of them people that just hate doing stuff like that. So I'm like, hell, screw it, I'll pay for it, blah, blah. Just talking to the girl in Bangkok. She will be there the next day when I wake up. Life is great. Yeah, you're about to have a good time, David. You be like Mike. Mike was like a kid in a candy store when I went to Thailand with him. He had a blast. Tarina had me on video chat, made sure I was not doing anything while we just watched Mike roll on about his business. All right, folks, I think we're going to wrap this up. We was on here 104 minutes. That's about what we was on here last time, I think. Hey, I appreciate each and every one of you. Curtis, you are the man. I so appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with this old redneck. I really do. I appreciate y'all. Anybody got anything else before we go? Cebu City's a good soft landing. Yeah, I would definitely land there if you're new to the Philippines. You know, you've got your Ayala Mall, and it's just it'll ease you into the Philippines a whole lot better than probably any other place. You know, yeah, definitely. Angela City is, you know, you hear all the bad stuff about what goes on in Angela City, but that's a pretty good spot too, you know, because it used to be an American military base, so they've got the big malls. And it's not so much culture shock, you know. you can see a lot of the things that we had back in the United States and ease into the Philippines. Cebu, even if you're in the bubble, you know, and that's all it is pretty much a bubble, but it's got all the American stuff there. But as soon as you get a block or two away, as soon as you leave the bubble, I'm talking immediately, it is the Philippines. So you have it all right there. Angela City, they've got actual neighborhoods and like Clark. If you drive through Clark or the Air Force Base or or the going to the the airport there in Clark, it's like you're driving on American streets. Plenty of room for everybody. It's not crowded. It's not none of that. Cebu is a nice spot to land if you want to get a little of both worlds, and very close. Let's see I do not need to go to that hotel you told me, but no, you don't, because there's Temptation right across the street. I didn't like Cebu City. I didn't like it either. I thought, well, hell, if this is all it's going to be, I'd just rather be in Dumaguete. So hell, I flew to Dumaguete, rented a bike here in Dumaguete, and I just went to Bohol, and had a good time. Just had to get the hell out of there. I enjoyed it for about a week, but I was like, this is enough of this shit. I really enjoyed talking with you and listening to your audience. It's uplifting to me to always get a positive, and I get it from you. Hey, I appreciate you, Curtis. I really do. And we're going to do this more often. I should have done this a long time ago just to get to know y'all better. It's hard to get to know somebody just through comments every now and then, but I do. I appreciate it. And I'll get better at names. I suck at names, guys. I really do. I suck at names, but I'm getting better. Yeah, I really do. I appreciate the heck out of all of y'all. Great time, Brent. Hey, David, be good, and hell, I'll talk to you before you head this way. MG Brown, peace, bye. Love the live. Hey, love doing it, Oliver. Take care. Peace, brother. Hey, y'all be good. USD 100, approximately 20 days wage in the Philippines. Yeah, that's major. That's major league right there. That's a class act. Thanks, enjoyed it. Y'all be good. Until next time, we'll catch you in the next one. This is Brent Trippin. Peace. God bless.